Twitch TV Korean Weekly Season 2, Week 1. We're here on day 1 in our first match of the evening between Zenio in the 7 o'clock position, representing Team Liquid as our Blue Zerg, against his opponent in the 1 o'clock position, Tear as our Red Protoss, representing FX Open. So the question is going to be, PvZ on this map, what type of strategy are we going to see from Tear in terms of, is he going to go for the Forge Expand? Is he going to go still off one base to start off? And how's Zenio going to react? A lot of players like to just go up to that 3 hatch before gas nowadays. But some Zergs are applying a little bit more pressure on 2 base before they actually go for that quick third.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see, but we do see the pylon going down there at the natural, which pretty much signals the Forge Fast Expo from Tear. He has positioned it so that he is going to have the minimal amount of buildings. It's a pretty decent space there at the natural to cover from the ramp to the other side of the choke point. Meanwhile, taking a look at his opponent, Zenio. Zenio is looking like he's going to do probably hatch first here, I think. Most likely. And, yeah.
Well, he may change his mind after he sees this probe in his base. It's possible he won't want to try to risk it. It is a 2-player map, so sometimes it can be hard to hatch first on a map like this if the probe just blocks it, of course. So yeah, it's going to be what looks like to be a 14 pool here from Zenio. So I'm sure he would have loved to have hatched first, you know, if he had that opportunity. But of course, Tear is going to go ahead and deny that. Now the question is going to be, is he going to add on the gas? Is he going to go for the early speed? Or is he just going to go for the speedless expand? If you don't go for the actual gas, you just go pull into hatchery. There's a lot of things Protoss players can do to kind of abuse that. You know, things like really early stalkers being chrono boosted out can kind of cause you some trouble before you have speed up and running. It does look like that's what we're going to be seeing here from Zenio, as there has still not been any gas thrown down. And as a reaction, wow, Nexus first from Tear. Now this is a very large map with a long rush distance, but generally speaking, when we see pool first, not gas pool, generally speaking, we see pool first, that forces a forge first. So I'm guessing what Tear's going to have to do is drop a pylon at the natural here to force Zenio to kill the pylon with his lings, because otherwise those lings might get to his base before he has a cannon up and ready.
Yeah, this is going to be pretty interesting timing here for Tear. Tear is about halfway done right now with his Nexus. Meanwhile, taking a look at Zenio, he's picking away at this pylon that has blocked his natural. The speed is not going to be researched as it's got 0 gas. Lings out and about, though, going to help finish off that pylon. And it appears that Tear has just gotten his force down, gateway going down, and he is setting up his wall pretty nicely here. I think this is looking pretty good here for Tear, actually. I think he's going to be able to defend before those lings get over there. He's done a pretty good job delaying.
Yeah, I'm shocked he went for pylon and gateway before that cannon, but you know what? It makes sense. If you can just block this off with another gateway, then there's no chance of the Zerg actually breaking through. And that way, it means that you not only got your gateway up just a little bit earlier so you can continue your tech, you also got that pylon up earlier. That's actually not any small thing. That's actually a pretty big deal when your second pylon comes up in PvZ when you're fast expanding, because you really want to continue that probe production in your main as opposed to being stopped at 18 until your next pylon's up. So nice build here by Tear. With that pylon, did delay Zenio enough that he wasn't worried about those lings. Would have been able to drop an extra gateway anyways if he needed to block that off. And now, as you said, he's in a pretty darn good position economically, working at 23 probes to 17, now 16 drones. The Cyber Core has already started from Tear, and look at that, a 3rd hatch off of no gas. Oh, excuse me, off of a gas. Zenio does have a 1 gas mining right now. Let's see if he uses that just for speed and pulls those drones off, or if he's actually going to go ahead and keep them on there and maybe get some roaches out in time to either apply some pressure or defend against any type of early aggression from Tear.
He is keeping his drones on so far. Speed being researched, and he's moved his queen down and a couple more drones to that natural as it just finishes for Zenio. Taking a look at his opponent, Tear. Tear has gotten his first zealot out to help defend his natural. He's doing a pretty good job with the probe production. He's at 28 probes now to Zenio's 23 harvesters. And inside Zenio's main base, he is just now getting his Baneling nest. So he's going to be possibly doing a Baneling bust here.
Oh my gosh, a Baneling nest with a fast 3rd hatchery. This is just, I'm trying to think of like ever seen this build utilized in GSL or something. This is so odd. Perhaps he realizes that, you know, Tear just being a little bit risky, does have this pylon out in front, could possibly Baneling bust that, do quite a bit of damage here. But we do have a Stargate on the way from Tear, and Zenio has been unable to scout it with his lings, with his Overlord. It's just barely out of reach. So, you know, if a single Void Ray pops out, yes, Banelings might be able to get in and kill off some probes that will help Tear just defend that much easier. There is a sentry out as well, so we'll be able to force field to stop those Banelings from getting perhaps to that pylon. Looks like 2 early Zealots from Tear that he did Chrono Boost out are just going towards that third to apply some pressure. Zenio does have plenty of Lings though, so he probably won't be taking any damage here. However, he doesn't necessarily want to show that many Lings. No Zerg that's went to a quick third hatch right now would want to have that many Lings if they were actually playing a standard macro game. So this is why he doesn't actually defend against the Zealots. He instead sends the Lings straight to his opponent's base, and that Tear is going to have no idea this is coming. Only has 1 sentry out for now, trying to Chrono Boost another one. Oh, maybe he's realized something is up, adding 2 more cannons here. Will they be enough? In time, Force Field goes down. The Banelings try to go into the pylon, but they can't quite kill it. 1 detonated in the wrong spot. Here comes another Baneling. Can it kill off the pylon? It's going for it, but he actually walls off with an additional 2 pylons. There's the Lynx trimming, and the additional Force Field comes up, but it will be enough. Excuse me, there are not enough Banelings here from Zenio. The Lynx cannot push through, and a great defense here by Tear thus far.
Wow. Really good building positioning and force fields there. Clutch. If you missed any one of those, you would be in some serious trouble. Psycore does go down though. The cannon's going to be picking away at those Zerglings, and he is pretty safe, essentially taking only minimal damage, and his Void right now able to clean up the rest of these units. Zenio just kind of checking out the rest of the map here. You see 2 Zealots. He's going to try and pick those off. He will get them, but not after taking several Ling losses there, waiting for the rest of his Lings to come on over. He does finish off those Zealots. The Void Ray out and about, going to be doing a little bit of harassment here on Zenio's third, most likely, as he is scouting as well. He's seen the units of Zenio heading on over to his side of the base. More Void Rays being pumped out of that Stargate, and Zenio in quite a bit of trouble right now.
Oh, he is in so much trouble right now, man. The economics of this, look at this, 46 probes to, well, now 31 drones. He's been behind economically so far from this, and there comes the Void Ray, and a GG gets called out by Zenio.